Hey everyone, so last Wednesday I went to Arkansas with my mom, and for this first video we basically just spent a lot of time on the plane and the airplane. It took us 14 hours to get from Los Angeles to Arkansas, so yeah, that's basically this video, but there's more videos in the future. Yeah. So basically we left late from our house to go to the flyaway bus in Van Nuys because there were a lot of other factors at play, such as my wheelchair. It was our first time flying with me in a wheelchair, so there were a lot of factors that we were encountering for the first time, and we still didn't even know how I was going to get onto the plane because it was our first time. So after we got off the bus, we went to the airport and we checked in, and basically we actually missed our flight, so we ended up having to take another flight that was a couple hours later to Dallas, to the DFW airport. And this is us on the plane, and my mom was very, very unhappy, and I was also very stressed. But the good thing is I learned my coping techniques, and I was doing my box breathing. Hi, therapist Maheshi, if you're watching this right now. Yeah, I was doing my box breathing a lot. And also I was practicing like my 5 4 3 2 1 grounding technique, which is where you like look at 5 things, touch 4 things, smell 3 things. You just like listen to 3 things, smell 2 things, taste 1 thing. I was mostly just looking at 5 things and trying to find 4 things to listen to, if that. But I feel like that technique is very hard to master. I still haven't really mastered it yet, even though it's been about a year since I started it. I am tired as fuck. That was me saying how tired I was, and I was extremely tired that day. I didn't even drink caffeine in the morning, which I usually drink at least like a little bit of tea, if not coffee. But I was just so tired, and I just remember on the plane ride to Dallas, I believe, I was just like falling in and out of consciousness and just like sitting there in my seat, like bobbing up and down my head and just like literally falling in and out of consciousness, and my head started to hurt because I was dehydrated, because I was afraid if I drank too much water I would like pee my pants because I'm urinary incontinent. So it was just honestly a mess. But I mean, once the plane started to taxi and once the plane started moving, that was a great relief. So that's why you see me here recording this. And so yeah, basically I'm going to Arkansas. I was going to Arkansas to look for housing because I'm going to the University of Arkansas for a grad school. I'm getting a creative writing MFA. Woo! So yeah, by the way, the rest of this video is literally just me taking a video from the plane taxiing to us taking off. So yeah, we were going to University of Arkansas in the surrounding area, Fayetteville, to search for housing, and I'll talk about how that went in an upcoming video, unless I don't. But yeah, basically this day was just extremely stressful for me and my mom, because my mom was mad at me and I was mad at my mom because we both did things wrong, like in the morning when we left at 6:10. Basically, we left at 6:10 and we got to Van Nuys, the Flyway bus station, at like 6:40, 6:50, and then the bus was at 7:20, and then it actually took like an hour to get to the airport. My mom thought it took 20 minutes, but it actually took an hour to get to the airport. So then by the time we got there, it was like 8:40, and then our plane was at 9:40. So there was no way we could make it with me in a wheelchair, because basically what I learned about getting onto the plane with a wheelchair is basically you have to get to the plane early. You have to get to the gate early and you have to board early before everybody else boards. So you have to get there like at least 40 minutes to an hour early. So you actually have to get there at least an hour and a half early, and you have to wait there until they begin boarding, and you have to get there like half an hour before you actually start boarding to let them know that you're in a wheelchair. And then they basically, if you can't walk to your seat, I basically walked to my seat by holding onto the backs of the chairs, because as you probably know, I can use a walker to walk. But the first time when I did it, they took me in an aisle chair, which is basically a wheelchair that they push you in on, that's like wide enough to fit through the aisle. And so the first time I went on that, but I really didn't like it because they had to like strap me into it, and it was just like very constricting. But anyways, like yeah, after that I kind of just walked by holding one to the backs of the chairs. But yeah, this is very pretty. This is Dallas, I believe. We were flying over Dallas. I'm not sure what that huge body of water is, but we were beginning to take off. Take off, take off. Take off all your clothes. Take off, take off. Take off all your clothes. Take off, take off. Take off all of your clothes. They say only the good die young, but that just ain't right. 'Cause we're having too much fun. But yeah. But I said take off, take off. Take off all your clothes. Take off, take off. Take off all your clothes. Take off, take off. Take off all of your clothes. Okay, I'm done. But anyway, what I really learned from this whole excursion of taking off in an airplane while disabled was that really, like, taking the plane somewhere takes a lot of planning, and it also takes a lot of stamina and energy. And I mean, I've seen some like elderly people on the plane too, and I'm just like, I feel like I can't imagine like how tiring that must be for them. And I mean, they used the aisle chair too, and the wheelchair, even though they might be able to walk still. But I understand, because it is just so tiring to fly. It is so tiring to fly, but it is also so amazing to fly, and one of the most amazing inventions of the 20th century, along with cars and television and the internet. But not to expostulate, but this was just my first time in a wheelchair on the plane. Okay, I wasn't on the wheelchair in the plane, but you know what I mean. So yeah.
ชี้ให้เว้ย Okay.
Thanks for watching vlog number 64. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. New videos every Wednesday and Saturday at 5. This is a 60-second Fairy Tales production.